Alright, hi guys. Today I want to show you how you can make your very own personal assistant using Python. So let me show you the result first. Open YouTube.
Okay, opening YouTube.
You see it automatically opens YouTube for me. Open Amazon.
Okay, opening Amazon.
So you can see it can open literally anything for me. I can also open my Gmail, my start emails, snooze emails, spam emails, emails in trash. You can also give me information about Wikipedia. You can also tell me the time, the date, anything. So I'm gonna tell you how you can also make your very own personal assistant using Python. So just start. I'm gonna walk you through the code, and I hope you understand. So first we have imported a couple of libraries like the PyAudio SX3, speech recognition, the Wikipedia library. So I'm just gonna tell you how to import these libraries, and before that I'm just gonna comment out this line so that it's not it's not asking every time. So yeah, first thing so pip install pyttsx3. Now here it's showing requirement already satisfied because I've already installed the library. And then for speech recognition, same thing. Wait a second. Speech recognition. Alright. Pip install speech recognition, and notice that the S and the R are in uppercase. Again, so for every time I write, it's gonna show requirement already satisfied because I've already installed those libraries. Okay, and don't close the terminal until it shows successfully installed, whatever the name of the library is. Okay, and then now this library, speech recognition library, it's not gonna work before we install something called PyAudio. So just write pip install PyAudio. Pip install PyAudio. Showing requirement already satisfied. Now many people have problems installing PyAudio, and even I had a lot of problems installing PyAudio. So what you should do is, in the description below I've given two lines two commands that you should write, and hopefully PyAudio should be installed in your computer. If it's not installed, then please tell me in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer your question. And anyways, so then we also have to install one more library, which is the Wikipedia library. Now because I'm using Wikipedia, for searching, because it's a personal assistant, so it should also search Wikipedia. So pip install Wikipedia and hit enter, and after I hit enter it shows requirement already satisfied because again I've installed the library. So now with after installing and importing the libraries, we have a couple more libraries, but you need to install it. They just come free with Python, but anyways, we're gonna talk about it later. I'm gonna talk about it later. I'll come to it later. So let's first see this line: engine equal pyttsx3.init sappy5. So what is sappy5? The sappy5 is an API which is made by Microsoft. So for uh the for converting the text data into speech, we're using the SAPI 5 API by Microsoft, right? Then we have some we just get property. We have these voices here. We initialize the voices, and there here we initialize the voice in line 9. And in line 10, engine.set property, what we do is we set the voice. Now my default voice is David, and you can also install voices, but I haven't done so. You can do so when you want to. Then I have made a variable called my name, in which I stored a string called which says Jarvis, so which is basically the name of your personal assistant, right? And then there are a few library, a few other things I'm gonna explain it later. Calm down, don't worry about it, but I'll come to it later. Okay, so here we have this this function called say, in which we passed an argument which says text data. So here we write engine.say text data, and then it runs what it basically does is it basically it doesn't stop until everything is done. So after everything is done, it stops then only. So it was simple. Now we have this library which basically converts our speech to text. What we say is converted to text in this function. Don't get horrified by the big lines of code. It's not tough. It's really easy. So first I'll just talk about it later. Okay, here, this thing. Anyways, so here we print listening, because so the person knows that now you can start speaking. I will listen to you. And then we have set the recognizer, and then here with SRO microphone as source, we this variable audio listens to the source, and the source is microphone, right? Your source, which is the microphone, should be selected. So select your microphone, otherwise it will give you an error. Okay, and yes, put brackets here, otherwise it's going to give an error. So here we have a variable called set, where we have stored an empty string. Now we have this try except block. So why do we have our try except block here? You ask. Well, that's because sometimes what happens, we're catching errors. And what errors are we catching? So basically when we speak, sometimes it's not able to hear us. Maybe it can happen that we have left it on, but we're not saying something, so it won't hear anything. So when it does not hear anything, it's going to give an error. Now when it gives an error, it won't look nice, it will look really shabby. So what we do is put a try except to catch that error. So here we go, in the except here it says sorry, couldn't get that. Now say is not a function that comes with the PyTD library. No, say is the function that we defined here, define here, and the text inside it. And when we write something inside this, you're basically passing an argument that we have this parameter called text data, and then we write any text. And when you call this function and write any text, we're actually giving an argument. We're actually passing an argument which goes inside this engine.say, and it says it, right? So anyways, so here we come. So in the try, it says prints recognizing that, so that person knows that now your whatever said is being recognized, right? Then we have set equal audio recognize Google and listen to audio. Now you have a lot of things, not only Google. Just a second. For example, if we write if I write, we got so we got Google, we got recognize Google Cloud, we got Bing, IBM, We got a lot of things, but I've seen that Google works best. That's why I've used Google. Okay, but and I also recommend Google because it works best. So after you say anything, what it does is that it prints what you said. Now by this point, if you're just making a speech to text converter, you're done, and all you have to do is just go to the except block and write this. You don't need to do all this, just only these two lines will also do. But basically, so by this, basically we have made a speech to text converter and a text to speech converter. Now both of them are ready, so you can do anything. Okay, once you've got the speech to text converter working, you can do anything. The sky is the limit. So I decided to go with a personal assistant. That's why I'm making this. So let's come here, up here. So basically what this does is that basically when we say something, our speech is converted to text, and that text is stored in said. So if it finds the string hello in the text, what it's going to do is going to print what its name, and you might notice I've used an F string, which I find the most simplest string formatter in Python. You can use the str format, that's your choice, but I prefer this way, right? So basically, hi, I am Jarvis, your personal assistant. What can I do for you? This is what it's going to say, right? And notice now you might be asking, why can't you just write hi, I'm Jarvis? Why do you need to use an F string, and then make a variable my name? Well, it's because that I'm trying to add an option where you can change the name. Now I haven't figured it out yet. If you know it, please tell me in the comments. That would be very nice. So anyways, it says hi, my name, I am Jarvis, your personal assistant. What can I do for you? And then after doing all that, it listens to what, because it will be really irritating if you ask something, then it says, and then just shuts down, and then you have to open it again for every time you speak to it. So it listens to you, and listen is the function that we have here. Now then we have a bunch of which is I've basically made a mini chatbot, but I'll just take you to the interesting side where it tells you the time and opens website for you. So for example, here I'll show you for example, if it finds Wikipedia instead, it's gonna print and say okay, opening Wikipedia, and then what it's going to do is going to search for Wikipedia and the word that was asked for. So if I say Python Wikipedia, it's gonna search for Python in Wikipedia. And then we have this variable called results, which basically, as the name suggests, tells you the results. So it basically reads out the first 6 sentences that Wikipedia says about it. Alright, so when it gets the result, first it's gonna start with according to Wikipedia, and then it's gonna say and print the results, and after saying the results, it's gonna listen. So now that we have the Wikipedia thing working, let's test it. Oh, sorry, I have commented that line out, so I'm just gonna uncomment it, and let's try it again. Al Pacino Wikipedia.
Okay, opening Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, Alfredo James Pacino, Italian, Pacino, born April 25, 1940, is an American actor and filmmaker. In a career spanning over 5 decades, he has received many awards and nominations, including an Academy Award, 2 Tony Awards, and 2 Primetime Emmy Awards. He is one of the few performers to have received the Triple Crown of acting.
So as you might have seen, I just said something before the Wikipedia and automatically searched it for me on Wikipedia. That's pretty cool, right? Now if you think 3 sentences is too much or too less, it's your choice. You can change the sentences, right? Now also you might have noticed that after it says, it tells its results, it listens to me again, and that's because I've also called the listen function, right? So now let's move on to this part where it tells you, okay, what's the time. You can tell you the time, right? So again, so here, and this is why I imported the date time library. You don't need to install it again. I'm telling you, it comes free with Python. So here I made a variable called now time, which basically stores the hours, minutes, and seconds. And then here second, yeah, here it automatically tells you using an f string. I said the time is, it says the time is, and then where the time is in hours, minutes, and seconds. And then it listens. After telling the time, it listens to you again. So let's test this. What's the time?
The time is 18 hours 47 minutes and 57 seconds.
You see that? So again, I've done again. So again, we have the date here. Now many people might be thinking it's the same thing, but there's a little bit of difference, because that's why I'm not only used daytime, I've also used the calendar library. So for seeing the date, you need to use the calendar library and the date library, right? Or actually, you don't need the calendar library. I just imported that, but you don't need it. So here all we have to do is you can just comment this out because you don't need this library. All you have to do is I made a variable called date now, which says datetime.date.today, as simple as that. And then here all it does is, if it finds what's today's date, or what is the date today, anything like that in the speech, it's gonna say today's date is, and what is the date is today. So let's check that out. What's the date?
Today is September 16th, 2020.
Alright, so might have seen it told me the date without any hesitation. Now so since we have done searching for Wikipedia, it tells you the time, the date, but it won't be, at least for me, it won't be a personal assistant if it doesn't open websites for you on your web browser, like YouTube, because it's a personal assistant, so it should do things for you that you have to do on a daily basis. For example, I open YouTube every day, I open VS Code every day, so these things you have to do it. That's why I've imported the web browser library, right? It's basically it's also free, and I've used the so basically here web browser library, and this is through this library you can open websites. So now I've done a very simple thing. What it does is come down here, we go, yeah, open YouTube. When I say this, it's gonna say okay, opening YouTube, and then using the open new tab function, what it's gonna do is gonna all you have to do is, in this parenthesis under double quotes, you have to just type or just paste the URL, right, for that website, and automatically when you run it, it opens a website with this URL. So it's gonna open YouTube because YouTube has this URL, right? Now you can also use the open function. I'll just show you how to do that. I'll comment this out. Open here, open, and then in double quotes you're gonna write, in double quotes you're gonna write YouTube dot com, but I don't like this way because it opens it on your Internet Explorer. I wanted to open it on my web browser, but it's your choice, okay? Because so basically what this open new tab function does is that you just use this function, and in the double quotes you write the URL, and when you run it, it basically opens the website with the URL inside it, right? It's the same with this. As I open Amazon, it's gonna say okay, opening Amazon, and then it opens a website with this URL. And again, this was just for Google, Stack Overflow, because I visit Stack Overflow as if you're a programmer, you know, Tinkercad if you make circuits, you know, Arduino. Then it also opens my school things, my Gmail, everything for me, right? So basically this is how it is. It says okay, open this in my email, open this, or it's you just write something in the double quotes, and in if statement, and you say instead, right? So if you find this in your speech, if you find the string that is written here in your speech, then it's going to do that. Now what if it does not hear you, you don't speak anything, right? So oh yeah, sorry, I forgot one thing about this else statement. So that is basically that, for example, if I say something, for example, if I say blah blah blah, right? And we say that it's going to go through every else statement, every if statement, it's going to go to if statement and else statement, and it's going to see okay, the word blah 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 is not here. So it's going to come in this else statement, and it's going to simply listen to the next thing, because it's just, you just say anything, right? Now what if it just didn't hear you? So simple, it's going to just say and print sorry, couldn't get that, and then it's going to add one to this variable called times not answered. So it's basically sometimes what happens, you just open it and you're not speaking, so it says sorry, couldn't get that. And if you're just not answering, if you're just not responding, it should automatically tell okay, you're not responding, so I'll just shut down myself, right? Now here I've also I've also subtracted this variable. It's because if we just add and you're not, even if you're using it, but still just one or two times you're not able to respond, still gonna add, and that's why it will just random, it will just, you know, say it will shut down automatically if even if you just don't respond by mistake, you know. Anyways, and one more thing, you have to declare that's a global variable, because in Python there, you know, in programming we have local and global variables. So this variable is defined outside this function, so you have to first define that this variable is global, otherwise it's going to give an error, because in Python you can only read global variables, but you can't write it, you know, you can't write data to it. So anyways, so now it adds one to it, and if I don't answer it, you know, if this variable is less than 5, means that okay, I've not answered it, but I've not answered it for a very long, but it's not that I've not answered for a very long time, so it's still gonna listen. But what if I don't answer it for a very long time? That's gonna enter this else statement. It's gonna take a little bit of pause, and then it's gonna say you've not answered for a long time, and then, you know, all that stuff, and then it's gonna just stop, right? Because now you don't need it. And in the end we just return the value of said, but this is when our function ends, but still it will not work because we have not called the function. Therefore here we just call the function, right? So now it will hopefully work. So if I so I'll just show you a little bit of it's working, right? Open Amazon.
Okay, opening Amazon.
So you can say it automatically open Amazon for me, right? Now you can also because I've created a small chat box type thing, so you can also use it as a chat box. For example, hello,
Hi, I'm Jarvis, your personal assistant. What can I do for you?
who developed you?
I was developed by the neural net Bros, who is an enthusiast and a hobbyist.
What's your favorite game?
My favorite game is Tetris.
Right, so I just programmed it to say something so that it sounds a little cool. And yeah, the spelling of bros has double S, because if I just add one S, it's gonna say brothers, which is not so cool. Anyways, this is what's up. This was up with this, right? So basically, I'll just tell you in short how I open the website. It's basically find some text in set. If it says okay, for example, open, if it says open Amazon string in my text, what it's gonna do, it's gonna open the new tab, and then quotes, you just have to type paste the URL. Okay, it's that simple. So I hope that was interesting for you, and if you're trying it yourself and it's not working, then please tell me. Just write your problem in the comments section, and I'll try my best to solve your problem. And also for those people who can't solve PyAudio in their laptops, in the description below I'll just give two commands that you should try. So try one, and then after it shows successful install that, I'll just give two commands in the description below. Just try them, and I hope most probably PyAudio should be installed. And if it is still not installed, just tell me. I'll in the comment section below, and I'll solve your problem. All right, bye.